Team Liquid is a private company based in the Netherlands in Santa Monica, which was founded in 2000, according to the 2016 company background packet. They started as a gaming team but evolved into a leading team in esports. When they first started, they were well known for their high-quality videos and news coverage, but have thus evolved to their 5 different websites focusing on different games. Their mission statement is provide their teams and players with a platform for winning titles, producing content that highlights the best of their growing industry, and shaping the games they love to play. Team Liquid has a decentralized structure where majority of the power is given to the lower-level employees. Team Liquid hopes that their teams thrive in their specific games and perform competitively.
Hey Team Liquid, we are here today to talk to you about how critical strong group relations are to the success of your team and some tangible ways to improve your team dynamics. We are a group of management consultants whose expertise is in teamwork and team building, and we were brought to Team Liquid by your leadership to evaluate your teams and resolve any team issues. Your executive's main objective for Team Liquid is to create successful teams that consistently win. To meet this goal, your organization needs to encourage and create teams that have strong relations with one another, because teams that can work well with each other and really understand their teammates will be the most successful.
Over the past month, we had the chance to learn about your teams and get a feel for your team dynamic. We saw some serious problems that can negatively impact your success. We've determined that the main issue is that there is no separation or balance or work life of home. As a team, you all live and work together in the same house. You all share a bedroom with a roommate who is also a team member, and your office is in the same house. We have seen issues such as lack of privacy, lack of cleanliness around the house, and roommate tensions bleeding into your team dynamic at work. Furthermore, if you have any personal problems in your life, you can never escape to a place outside of your work to deal with them. When your personal and living problems enter your work life, your performance as a professional and your relations with your team members are affected. In addition, when your team experiences a winning streak, there is a positive energy in your home. But when you experience a losing streak, a negative energy invades both your work and personal lives. The career you are all in is very volatile and emotions can run very high. This can make your living situation difficult at times and can create tensions among your team.
We have come up with 3 objectives for Team Liquid to help decrease their issues and improve their team relations. 1. Increase communication between team members. 2. Allow for team members to have better understanding of their teammates. 3. Create a separation of work life and personal life through a developed structure. We will explain how our team can achieve these 3 goals through what we call our team relations strategy plan. But first, we're going to discuss the framework we use to create this change within Team Liquid. We also talk about the feeling of resistance that you may all have and the responsibilities of our leadership during this change.
We are going to be following the Lumen's 3-step model for enacting organizational change when working with your teams. This model has 3 parts to it: unfreezing, changing, and refreezing. First, we're going to be talking about unfreezing. Unfreezing is the process of changing the perception of the employees. Our goal here is to allow you all to see that change is needed for your team despite the difficulties of changing comfortable habits. This will allow you to get ready for and accept the changes that will be made. We began completing this process when we discussed all of the problems we saw in your teams. If you didn't already realize that your team was having problems, we hope we have educated you and made you think of a new perspective. We will finish this process during the first step of our team relations strategy plan, which we will get to later on. The second step is changing. Changing is the process of actually implementing the changes. Our goal here is to teach you and provide you with tangible steps and activities to improve your team dynamics, which will require you to actually change your habits. We will discuss these steps throughout our team relations strategy plan that we will discuss later on. The third step is refreezing. Refreezing is the process of making the changes become your habits. We want to integrate these changes into your daily life and routine. This process will be completed by having your team manager and your organizational leaders hold your teams accountable. Your leader or leaders need to follow through with enacting these changes, and they need to communicate them in a way that allows your team to see why they are beneficial. The type of leader we need to enact this organizational change is someone who is authoritative and a clear communicator. This leader will need to give the team structure and incentives that make them commit to these changes, as well as motivate them. We suggest that your leaders work with you all to come up with incentives that you actually want, so it will motivate you to keep up with the changes and integrate them into your life. During the 3 steps of the Lewin's change model, you will probably experience some sort of resistance to this change. This will occur because your habits are disrupted and you may feel uncertain about if these changes will even be effective. With change in any situation, it is normal for people to resist the change rather than accepting, even though the alternative may be better. However, we predict that you and your team members will probably experience compliance with the changes we are making. Due to the benefits of the changes, and after the stage of unfreezing, where we help you to make you realize that these changes are necessary, we believe that you will not directly fight these changes and will go along with it. However, you may experience a lack of enthusiasm regarding the changes, which we understand, but hope to combat with some of the more fun activities we included within our strategy plan.
This leads us into our team relation strategy plan. Remember, the 3 goals we hope to accomplish with this plan are: 1. Increase communication between team members. 2. Allow team members to have a better understanding of where their team members come from. And 3. Create a separation of work life and personal life through a developed structure. The first step will be for your team to gather in a place outside of your home and office. We feel like a lot of the problems stem from constantly being in this one location together, so we'd like to move away to a new, unbiased location. Here you will brainstorm and discuss together a list of things your team is struggling with, such as the ones we mentioned before. We ask that the team manager is there to help mediate the conversation and guide in the right direction. This is the final step to the unfreezing stage and will allow you guys to actually see the problems you are having. This step should also follow for increased communication between all of the team members. This is a good chance to bring up any issues that have been happening within the team during games or living issues. Sometimes people don't even realize there are issues happening, so an open discussion will allow for problems to be brought up and solved. This process should be done about every 3 to 6 months, depending on how well the team is doing. The next step is to participate in a series of team bonding activities that is going to allow you to better understand your team members. We hope this will be accomplished with at least 1 team bonding activity a month to continue to remind you of all the importance of being a cohesive team. Your executives can choose to hire us again to run these activities, or run them within the company. These activities should be a mix of fun things, such as happy hour on Friday, volunteer together at a charity event, or retreat to a gaming conference. These activities will allow you to get to know each other in a setting outside of your home and office. The activity should also consist of activities like a diversity workshop, team building workshops, or other types of workshops that allow you to get to know where your team members come from and how they work. Lastly, we want to make sure that you guys have a personal life set aside from your work schedule. It is very evident that you guys have a lot of time set aside to practice and compete, but it's important that you take time out to enjoy yourselves. For that reason, we will structure your weeks so you have certain hours and days to do things on your own and enjoy your other hobbies. We want to ensure that you guys are taking this personal time for yourselves, so it would be beneficial to hear updates on what you guys are doing on your free time.
Now we're going to pause to show you a clip of an interview with a gamer. We use this interview to help guide our research and show some of the strategies used in the team. Take a look.
What do you think are key aspects in a group dynamic for gaming teams, and how do you think communication amongst the team members is important?
Well, communication is obviously vital because in team sports such as League of Legends, Rocket League, Dota, it's important to know what your teammate's going to do, because your knowledge of the game can only go so far. You can only know so much about it, and every player is essentially a different kind of player, where there's similar styles. Each player has their own interpretation of it. Well, I'm a student at the University of Maryland, and I go to classes. I don't, skip them. I balance gaming by hanging out with friends, doing homework, studying, a couple hobbies like guitar, piano, playing sports. I would say the most important thing that I do in terms of balancing it is I play every single day, whether it be for 1 hour or 4 or 5 hours, whatever. But keeping a consistent basis of playing is important. But managing time between playing games and doing stuff in real life is very important, because if you don't have a balanced lifestyle, it will affect your gameplay, because whether you believe it or not, like your emotional well-being and your physical wellness actually does impact your gameplay.
We know you guys can make these changes to improve your team relationships if you follow our plan. It may be difficult at first, but over time you should see changes to your team dynamic and improvements to how your team works together, both at home and at work. Good luck.